Hey guys, in this video I'd like to share some of the tips and tricks to making topos. Making topos is an essential part of completing a first ascent because making a topo will actually show where exactly is the route that you've climbed to the rest of the climbing community. Some of the people may be interested to do their own first ascents and don't want to place permanent protection on your routes. And some people would love to come and climb the route that you put up if it seems worthy of attention, especially if the climbing is good and the rock is of decent quality. Over the years, I had a lot of practice with making topos because I worked on a climbing guidebook to the High Sierra, as well as putting up my own first ascents and documenting them. So I feel like I learned a lot about the creative process of completing a topo, which actually starts not when you sit down to draw a topo at your house with your breakfast and coffee, but it actually starts when you're approaching the wall, maybe about 1,000 feet before you get to the base of the wall. Before you do get to the base of the wall, what I do to make it easier for me to draw an accurate topo is I bring a fairly good camera which will take a picture of the wall across and away from it, and allow me to see the features from the distance. So I would suggest you to bring a zoom lens, maybe 100 to 200 millimeter zoom lens should do a good job, and take a series of photos documenting different parts of the line that you were intending to climb. After that, when you will get home, if you complete the route that you intended to complete, you will be able to look at all the features on the wall that you've climbed through the eyes of a zoom lens and accurately draw them on a piece of paper. Usually it takes me a couple of drafts before I actually complete my topo, but I don't mind it because it allows some rest from other activities like climbing or running. Also, when I am climbing, leading or following, doesn't matter, I try to take many pictures of the features that are above me and below me, because later when you are at home and are working on drawing a topo, it will make it so much easier to portray what exactly a climber would see as they are climbing up. When you've climbed the route that you wanted to climb, you took the pictures from the base of the route, on the route, and across from the wall that you've climbed, you can get home, upload them, get them all ready, and then draw an accurate overlay of your route, because that will also help us with the topo process, because you will be able to see your overlay, you will be able to see the features on the side of the route that you're climbing. You will be able to identify where exactly the base of the route is, and you will set yourself up for success in your topo drawing process. So make yourself some good coffee, get your breakfast, turn off your phone, and concentrate on the topo making process for at least an hour, and you will probably be successful. Let me walk you through it. So here is how I start the process of making of a topo. I upload my picture of the face that we've climbed to my computer. I zoom in on the bottom and identify all the major features, which in this case, the major feature is this giant dike that splits the face. I drew the dike on my topo to begin, and identify the start of the route, which is approximately over here. I also see that there are some grassy ledges that are on the bottom. So I identify them on the bottom of the topo. I identify the giant dike and the main left-facing corner over here, which is indicated in my topo up there at the end of the first pitch. And then I zoom in as much as I can, and while identifying the features that we've climbed, I try to illustrate them on a piece of paper. And I really like to use this style of paper because it's easier to indicate the lengths of pitches and make sure that you are consistent with making your, let's say if this 45-meter pitch is this length, then your following 30-meter pitch is gonna be shorter. Another thing that is very important to put down is where is the crux of the pitch, its nature maybe, and the length of the pitch. Also, I wrote down what I used to build a belay, just to make sure the climber is able to save the pieces that are required to make a belay and not end up in a sketchy situation. So this is the final product, our final topo, where we have the name of our formation, Mount Francis Farquhar's North Fin, the name of the route, which is Smooth Talking Sociopath, the name of which I confirmed with my partner a few minutes ago. We have the rating, the technical crux of the route is 510C, and the length of the route I obtained by adding up all the pitch lengths of the route. What I like to do is I like to circle every crux on every pitch and length of every pitch as well. And then in the end, I add all of the lengths of pitches together and I convert them into feet in order to make it easier to understand how much climbing there is on this route. Another thing that is very important to put down is what kind of rack the route is requiring. So here, I know not everybody climbs on Black Diamond Camelots, but most people understand them. So it's from 0.1 to number 3, and we want 2 of those. We want a set of alloy nuts, small to medium, also a couple long slings, and then purple and blue, as well as blue and yellow Metolio softset cams are helpful. As we have our first ascent party, and I never knew whose name to put down first on the first ascent. I usually used alphabet in order to not make anyone feel worse about their contribution or whatever. But when I started working on the High Sierra guidebook, I was told that whoever led the crux pitch should have their name put down as the first person in the lineup, and that's what I've been doing since. Also, it is important to indicate how much longer is it till you get to the summit of the formation, which is 100 feet from top of the route to the summit of the North Fin. And then where is the actual descent and how it starts. If you're lucky enough to find the jam as a first ascensionist, it is important to share it with the greater climbing community, because you have a chance to contribute a beautiful experience to somebody else's life. And to close this video, I'd like to share an email I got yesterday while I was working on this video, which I got from another climber. He said, "Vitaly, I hope the traverse went well. Just wanted to let you know that due to change in plans and partners, we ended up at Spring Lake Wall instead, and it was amazing. Knockout job on friends. That route is the best pitch for pitch 11 climb I've done in the Sierras, maybe anywhere. It'd be a classic even if there was a freeway below it. Thank God there isn't.
Thanks for the addition. Cheers, Sam. Of course, as a first ascensionist, you will not have as much luck with every route that you find, but some of them will be beautiful and worth sharing with the greater community, and I would encourage you to do so.